everyone, welcome to my channel. I haven't done any talking channel videos yet. I feel like they take more time. So today I'm doing a look my boyfriend chose. As you can see, I already started to prime my face. I'm breaking out. So I have used this color correcting primer by IPKN. It is one of my favorites for any redness or any discoloration. So today we're just gonna jump right in with the Morphe 350 palette. It is the Nature Glow palette. You can tell it's heavily used. This is one of my favorite palettes for neutrals. And then I'm going to be using my Jaclyn Hill brushes. I recently got these and I love them so much. I usually do always use Morphe brushes. I just find that they work better for pretty much everything. Since I already primed my eyes, I am just gonna go right in with my transition shade, which is right here. I don't know the name of the shade. I did throw away the plastic that came with it that told the shade color, so I'm going to go ahead and go in with that with my Jaclyn Hill JH30. Okay, so now we have that transition shade on there, and I can go ahead and start adding the other shades to my eyelid. But next I'm going to go in with this darker shade. With the same brush I just used for my last shade, I did wipe it off with this amazing makeup eraser from Ulta. So as you can see, I got that darker color put on there. I'm gonna blend out this shade a little bit better. So as you can see, I have this darker shade on there and pretty blended. And this primer's so now we have our transition shade and our base shade. Now I'm going to take my Jaclyn Hill Morphe brush 42, and I'm gonna take that to pack on some of a black that I'm going to use from, I'm not really sure what this is called. It came out last summer, so of 2018. It was a little bundle of Tarte. I'm going to take this black shade from this Tarte palette and just kind of pack it on my inner corner and crease and see what we get. So I do have the black on there, and I know right now it looks really thick, really wonky. So I'm going to blend that out with another brush now. Now I'm going to use the Jaclyn Hill 30 Morphe brush to blend out this black. So I'm finding that this one's just a little too fluffy for me. So I'm actually going to switch back to the first brush that I was blending with, just because I feel like it's a little bit smaller and I have more control over the brush. So I'm going back to the JH33. This one. So there I have my black put on. I know you can see some shadow coming out from my eye. Ooh, no worries. Because when I contour, it's gonna go bye-bye. So we have these going right here. I don't feel like the black is dark enough, so I'm just gonna go back in with my JH42 and add a little more black and then blend that out again. So now I have that black on there really nice, and I feel like I can go ahead now and start with the cut crease. So I'm gonna go in with this Morphe brush. As you can see, I recently used it for a cut crease, and I'm gonna use it again. I really like this brush for cutting my crease. I probably use it every time. It's the only reason I use this brush is for cutting my crease. So I am gonna go in with my Tarte Shape Tape. This is just a travel size. I had never tried it before, so I figured I would try the Tarte Shape Tape and see what I thought about it. For cutting crease, it's really nice, but as my concealer, I'm not a huge fan. I like it, but I feel like it's just a little too thick for me, but everybody has their personal preference. So when I cut a crease, I have hooded eyelids. If you look, when I open my eyes, they just disappear, my eyelids. So when I do a cut crease, I just kind of tap where my crease is, and it just kind of creates a little line. And then from there, I have my cut crease and I can fill it in. So we have half of the cut crease done here. Looks pretty great. And I'm gonna go and do the other one. So there you have my 2 cut creases. They actually turned out really nice. I don't have to sit here and mess with them and try to perfect them, and usually I do. I'm not a magician, I'm a makeup artist. So what do they say? Sisters, not twins. So I do have that. And before I put on that setting color, I'm just smooth out any creases I might have. So I'm going to take the Jaclyn Hill 41 brush, and then I'm going to take this color from my 350 Nature Glow palette. It's like a champagne-y color. I'm gonna take that and I'm gonna set my crease. Alrighty, so I do have this champagne color on here. I think it looks really great. It looks really nice. And even the corners look pretty good. I don't have too much work to do on them. So I don't know about anybody else, but with this being my first channel where I'm actually speaking to my camera, it feels really weird. Like I'm speaking to nothing, to myself. So it just feels a little weird. So I have these colors on, and I am going to take my fluffy brush and go back in with that black once again, just to kind of deepen it again a little more, and hopefully this time it'll be good. Alrighty, so I'm actually super happy with how this is turning out. I know if you look, you can see this scar in my eye. When I was a baby, my mom said I scratched my eye and that's just how it healed. So if you ever think like, oh, what is that? Now you know. So now I can take any fallout, and it's gonna smear everywhere, of course. Any fallout and wipe it off with this makeup eraser. I'm telling you guys, this is it. This is the, oh my gosh, lifesaver. Okay, so I'm going to go in and do my foundation. So I use Too Faced Born This Way, and I go in with the shade Warm Nude. Just a beauty blender. I get this one from Target. I really like it. I've tried many, and this one just seems to be my favorite. If you ever need a tip on cleaning your beauty sponge, I actually use Murad's face wash. It is a little pricey, but I find that it really breaks down the oils in my sponge and makes it look brand new. So if you ever need tips on a cleaner for your beauty blender, that one's a really great one. So my face is significantly whiter than the rest of my body. I don't know why. I do tan it just as much as I tan my whole body. I do usually self tan. This is the whitest I've been in months. But for some reason I can never get my face as dark as the rest of my body. So I always get a foundation that matches the rest of my body. I'm just going in and pressing my foundation into my skin now. And as you can see, Too Faced gives you a really flawless look. So, my concealer of choice lately, I've really enjoyed this Makeup Revolution Conceal and Define. The formula is really nice, lightweight, creamy. I just think that it is a really great, affordable concealer. And I know a lot of people think I'm crazy that I like this better than the Shape Tape, but it just really does magic for me. And I also know a lot of gurus don't go all the way out on their eye. They always say a little goes a long way, and that's true, but for today's look I am going a little cakey. I haven't been cakey in a long time, and it gives you that extra like pow that you need. Plus I'm breaking out, so more is better, right? So here's my concealer on. I do look hilarious like this, so if you're laughing on the other end, I'm laughing with you internally. So as you can see, you can't even see that pimple anymore thanks to that IPKN primer. Please tell me, yeah, I said it. And I'm gonna blend out my concealer. I put my concealer on the high points of my face where the light hits. And as you can see, it cleaned up the corners of my eyeshadow. And it just looks really great, really smooth, not too overpowering. So here is the concealer result. I really love it. Right now I look kind of, the way this arranges my face looks naked. Even though it's definitely not. Whenever I put my concealer on, I'm like, oh my gosh. So the setting powder I found that I really like, it's comparable to Makeup Revolution or any banana powder I've ever used, is Maybelline's Bake Bright and Set. I really like this one. It blends nice, it sets nice. I use this every day. And then I go in with my Real Techniques sponge, and I use the flat edge to just go in and set my concealer. It never creases. I go full workday hours, and it never fails. So like I see a lot of other gurus say, it's the holy grail. I do not bake my face for very long. I feel it's very drying and mattifying, and I don't like that feeling, so I usually let it sit for a couple of seconds. And I take a fluffy brush. This one I actually got at Dollar General. I think it retails for about $3. It's the brand Beauty Accents, and this is the Kabuki one. And I just take it and brush off that loose powder. Now, if I had done my eyebrows before I did all this, a lot of times I'm sitting here fixing my eyebrows before my makeup's done, like 1,000 times. Oh, hair in my mouth. Because I got foundation or a powder or something on them, and I'm crazy about my brows. They have to be perfect. So for my contour, I like to use the Makeup Revolution foundation stick. This is shade F14, and it is relatively dark, but as I blend it out, it gives me a more natural finish than when I just use a powder. So I'm just gonna lightly make a, well, it's not very light, but I'm not pressing very hard. It gives a lot of product for just a little push, which I find to be really nice when your product goes a long way. So. And I just take my beauty blender and as you can see, I have like these really huge dark lines. So I'm gonna go in with my Morphe brush. It's just an angled brush. I got it in the Morphe Vegan brush set. And I'm gonna blend this in. And then I'm gonna take my beauty blender and just kind of, oh my gosh. That was totally unplanned. So I'm gonna fix that and be right back. So I went in with some foundation and I fixed that awful dark spot. So I'm going to continue to go in and blend out that bronze. So you have this side, which is not done yet. It does look a little splotchy, but once I put my bronze on, it's gonna look pretty neat. So I'm gonna put one on the other side. I'm gonna finish this side up and I'll be right back. Okay, so as you can see, we're pretty contour, but you can see a heavy line of demarcation. Don't worry, that will be taken care of. I'm going to now go back in with my setting powder. And just see my pimples on the side where they are a little dark there. They really grabbed the product. I'm not a Nazi about it. There are ways, like a good way to really cover acne if you are crazy about it is to put concealer and then set. So for my bronzer and blush today, I'm going to be using the Benefit Cheerleaders palette. I just actually got this. I have used it once just to kind of test it out and I love it. So I'm going to be using that today. You get honestly a lot of product. This retailed for $60, but totally worth it for the amount of product in the pan in this palette. You can, I don't know, it's very pigmented, it just sets really nice. I'm a huge fan already. So after I made that incredibly weird face, so now that I put that bronzer on, I'm just gonna go in like this. Always make weird faces when I do my makeup. It might just be me, it might be an our girl thing. Don't really know. So now I'm gonna do my brows, and I'm gonna start with this 24-hour brow setter by Benefit. I do like the feathery model brows. They just look more natural to me. They're not as dark. And since my eyebrows are so light, it just looks better when I do them this way rather than when I just go in with my Anastasia brow pomade. So I just brush this into my hairs and make sure I brush them up. So far this one, you're probably like, oh, what is this girl doing? It does look really crazy. I like the finished look in it. It does look really nice. So right now I have these like really crazy looking eyebrows. They honestly do look a little ridiculous, you know, but we're getting there. So then I go with the Urban Decay Brow Blade, and this product has a pencil side, which I have never used. I like the felt tip, and you can create your own brow hairs with it, really. So I'm just gonna go in with this and make some lines. I'm going to take my Morphe Jaclyn Hill 483 brush, and I got my makeup eraser a little wet, and I'm just gonna kind of wipe this on there and just clean these up a bit. I still like to have nice clean brows, and this just gives you just enough for that. So if you look, I do have the feathered brow. I love it. I honestly think it looks great. I went with my blush, and we're right back at that Cheerleaders palette by Benefit, and I'm gonna go in with the shade Dandelion. And I'm going to use my Morphe brush that came in my vegan brush set as well. I love these brushes for my face brush. And this blush is absolutely stunning. I sound so monotone and boring. It's awful. So I am deciding to go in with the wing, so I'm going to use Tarte's Man Eater felt tip eyeliner. It really is a great product. So as you can see, I just did a very thin line on my eyelid because I do have hooded eyes. I don't want a super thick line on my actual eyelid. So I'm going to go in and put the tail of my wing in. And as you can see, I just kind of followed my eyeshadow when doing that. I have little eyes, so the big wing just kind of overpowers my eyes if I do it. So here's my wings. Now I move on to my lashes, and I am going to go in with my velour. They're the Fox Mink lashes. We could just abbreviate it to Think, right? And I personally don't use those crazy tools to put eyelashes on. I actually find it to be a lot harder. I do use the Duo glue. It dries black. It's like a brownish color on the strip, but it does dry black. I'm just gonna put a thin layer. So I did get the lash on. I had to completely remove it and apply it. It's a lot more comfortable now. For some reason there was like a little thread sticking off the end of the lash, and it was super uncomfortable. I'm going to go in with the brush that I use. I did not clean it off because I'm taking the excess shadow and I'm going to go under my lower lash line. That just kind of added more depth to my look. Definitely made my eyes look 10 times bigger. I am going to take some white liner. I do this with almost every look, and gently line my eye. This widens the eye, or makes it look appear wider. So now I'm going to go in with that highlighter palette. I'm going to use this shade, which is shade 2. This one does not have a name. And I'm going to take my Morphe highlighter brush and just go in with that shade 2. I did not put very much on the brush just to see. Sometimes they come off really pigmented and it looks like your chrome. So as you can see, it has a really nice glow just for 2 swipes. Looks really nice, really glowy. Nose looks poppin'. I just take this under my brow bone, like everyone, and highlight under there. One more to side of my cheek. I just really like to be glowing. So as you can see, this highlighter works really nicely. I love all Makeup Revolution highlighters. I do have 2 of their Vivid Strobe highlighters. I have their Baked and I have their Strobe. So I'm a huge fan of Makeup Revolution highlighters. Love them, always go to. So now I'm gonna go in with that same highlighter, and this is a Eco Tool brush. I like this just to put some of the highlighter in my corner of my eye. It just really brightens it up. And then for the eyes, that's about it. Now, usually I go in with my Tarte lip scrub to make my lips nice and moisturized and exfoliated before I go ahead and put my lip on. But today I'm just gonna go ahead and put my lip on. I just have to decide. So typically I do use one shade like every day, and it's Morphe's matte lipstick, and it's in the shade Honey. That is my favorite. It's like a natural nude, you know, can go with pretty much any look shade. Today I'm gonna be using the Anastasia lipstick, and it's matte and it's in the shade Coconut. I haven't used this yet, so we're gonna see how it works. I'm pretty far off from the picture, but like I said, inspired. And this is my look for today, so thank you everyone for watching my channel, and I hope you watch more videos in the future.